Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another Versus Night. Tonight I will be comparing The Princess and the Pirate from 1944 versus The Pirate from 1948. So, let's get started on this with the leads. The Princess and the Pirate stars Bob Hope and Virginia Mayo. The Pirate stars Gene Kelly and Judy Garland. Now, The Pirate is technically a full-on musical, first and foremost. But Princess and the Pirate is not a musical. It has one musical number in which Virginia Mayo's character sings a song. However, it is not really her real singing voice. And the singing voice is of Luann Hogan. So I'm not going to compare these based on which actors and everything do the best songs and everything on here, because that's not fair to Princess and the Pirate, which isn't really a full musical. Bob Hope is very likable as the character of Sylvester in this film, as is Virginia Mayo as her Princess Margaret in there. She's really good as her character. But when we go over to The Pirate, I mean, Gene Kelly is amazing as Seraphim. And of course, Judy Garland. This is not too long after, but maybe 10 years after Wizard of Oz. And she is really at the top of her game as far as her singing voice, in my opinion, at this point. And her character is just a great character as well. And they just work really well off. The chemistry between the two of them was just off the charts. Not that the chemistry between Bob Hope and Virginia Mayo isn't good. It's really good. I liked both of those characters, and I enjoyed what they brought to the table in the film. But I think I'm going to edge this one to The Pirate with Gene Kelly and Judy Garland on this one. All right, so let's move on to supporting. Supporting cast in The Princess and the Pirate consists of Walter Brennan, Walter Slezak, Victor McLaglen, Mark Lawrence, Hugo Haas, and Bing Crosby. The supporting cast in The Pirate consists of Walter Slezak, Gladys Cooper, Reginald Owen, George Zucco, Lester Allen, and Lola Dean. Now, The Princess and the Pirate, it has probably a bigger group of memorable characters in it. You have Walter Brennan as this crazy, fun pirate that is kind of helping out Bob Hope's Sylvester character, and inadvertently kind of helping Virginia Mayo's Princess character as well. Then you have Walter Slezak, the big connection between these two films. Even though I didn't mean to do that, he's in both films. He plays this corrupt governor in The Princess and the Pirate, and then he plays this sleazy town mayor in The Pirate. So very similar characters between the two films. But there is a big difference in The Pirate as far as that character goes, and I'll get to that later. And then you have Victor McLaglen as this pirate named The Hook. And really the only ones memorable in The Pirate, other than, Gene Kelly and Judy Garland, are Walter Slezak and George Zuko's character of the Viceroy. Now, because of that, I think, as I said before, The Princess and the Pirate has a better group of supporting characters. So I'm going to give this one to The Princess and the Pirate. All right, so let's move on to story and see if we can get a clear-cut winner on that one. The story behind The Princess and the Pirate is a princess runs away from her father in order to marry a commoner. But when a pirate attacks the ship she's on, she's rescued by an unlikely hero in a cowardly actor. The pirate story is a woman secretly dreams of being swept away by a legendary pirate, but her aunt and uncle want her to marry the town mayor. But when a circus leader and actor falls for her, he plots to win her love. Now, the writing on some of the stuff in The Princess and the Pirate is a comedy, but it is a very, very mean-spirited comedy. I mean, you literally have characters dying in this, and characters cracking jokes after that.
So you're still alive, huh? Hey, stop them! Those two men! Didn't you see that? They just murdered a man, tossed his body into the water. Why don't you do something?
It's all right. They have a permit.
So, yeah, it is quite a different... I don't think I've seen many, especially around this time period. This is a 1944 movie with this kind of, just... I mean, it's so awkward and weird to see some of this, brutal killings going on and then jokes being said after it. To me, that's not funny. That's not a comedy thing. That's not a very funny thing to make light of. But that is in this film. Whereas The Pirate, it really does kind of feel like a live-action Disney cartoon. That's the vibe and the feeling I got while I was watching it. I felt like at points I was feeling like, wow, this really feels like a Disney cartoon, but in live action. Pretty cool. And I really love the story behind The Pirate, where Judy Garland's character is so obsessed with wanting to be with this pirate that she's reading about, Makoko, that, when she is forced into this marriage to the town mayor, and Gene Kelly's character of Seraphine ends up meeting her and falling in love with her, he immediately has this little scene where he hypnotizes her to, hopefully he's thinking that he's going to get her to admit that she's in love with him and everything. But she ends up confessing her love for this pirate instead. So he begins impersonating him once he realizes that the town mayor that she is set to be married to is, in fact, this pirate in disguise. Very, very interesting plot and just fun, and it just makes for a very interesting story. And I just love, like I said, I love the chemistry between Gene Kelly and Judy Garland. There's a sequence where she is literally throwing things at him, and it is just such an outrageous, over-the-top scene. But it's fun.
But by heaven, you've gone too far! On guard!
touche.
And it never goes into that where, like The Princess and the Pirate does, with this mean-spirited humor. It's always a family-friendly, fun humor. In fact, nobody dies in The Pirate. The Princess and the Pirate, I didn't count them, but, there's probably about 10, 15 people die in The Princess and the Pirate. So that's a little odd for these kind of films, for it to have such a mean-spirited, dark humor to it. But I am going to go with The Pirate for the story on this one. I just think with that mean-spiritedness of The Princess and the Pirate, it just cannot compare with the fun Disney-style, flavor that The Pirate has. All right, so let's move on to direction and see if we can get our clear-cut winner in this one. The Princess and the Pirate is directed by David Butler. The Pirate is directed by Vincent Minnelli. Now, like I said, the mean-spiritedness of the script for The Princess and the Pirate, and the way that David Butler directs it, putting these things together. Like I said, he actually shoots a sequence where a girl is being attacked by this pirate.
I wonder what they do around here for excitement.
And that's on the director. He directed that sequence. He put that thing together. So I'm putting that on him, even though it was in the script, but still, that's something you could have left out. But, these are not things that you expect to see in a 1944 movie. There was one sequence where, Bob Hope is walking into this bar, and a guy tries to run out of there, gets shot in the back, and falls right into Bob Hope's arms. And he's just thinking he's drunk, but then he realizes he's dead. And they are making jokes in the bar, and everything about this guy dying and everything. And it's so awkward to shoot that kind of stuff in a 1944 film. Whereas Vincent Minnelli's direction on The Pirate, I love the dance and musical numbers that he puts together for this. The opening dance number with Gene Kelly, in which he dances around and tries to romance several women and everything. It is an amazing sequence. It is just so well put together. The sequence in which Judy Garland is looking at Gene Kelly's character, and she's fantasizing and seeing him as the pirate, Makoko. And so it's just such a fun sequence here. And this is the only time you actually look like you're getting someone killed. He shoots two characters as they're trying to run away. But it's a fantasy. It didn't really happen. It wasn't real. It's in her mind. So, I'm going to give this one to The Pirate. Vincent Minnelli's direction was definitely better than David Butler's, in my opinion, on this one. So, that gives our win to The Pirate with 3-2-1. And that's not saying that The Princess and the Pirate is a bad film, but like I said, it just has this weird dark humor that didn't really work for me. It did not click for me. And that's weird for me because I'm a slasher fan. You would have thought I would be, all into that and everything, but I wasn't. But what do you think of these two films? Have you seen them? And if you have, do you think I was correct in my comparison between these two films? Let me know in those comments down below. And, as usual, if you enjoyed this comparison video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight fan, you will have the option as a Plus member to vote on a poll that I have up right now, in which you can vote for a movie, a TV series, a ranking video for me to do on the channel. And when I do that, it will go exclusively on Dark Knight Fans Plus for all Plus members to be able to watch prior to it actually coming to the channel. So if you want to be interactive, now's your chance.
Well, that's the end of another Versus Night. If you missed last week's Versus Night, check out the link up in here. Or if you've missed any of the other Versus Nights, check out our playlist and see anything that you have missed.